A front yard is often the first thing the world sees, but more importantly, it is the first thing you see every morning. Even the smallest patch of earth, when given a little intention, can become something that genuinely lifts your day. Today we are exploring practical, budget-friendly ideas for tiny front yard gardens that boost curb appeal without requiring a large investment of money or space. Welcome to Rustic and Rooted. Layering plants is one of the most effective ways to work with a small front yard. Start by placing taller grasses or shrubs at the back of your garden bed, medium-height flowering plants in the middle, and low ground cover along the front edge. This graduated height creates a natural sense of depth, making even a narrow strip of garden look thoughtfully designed and surprisingly spacious from the street. Pay attention to foliage texture as much as height. Pair fine, feathery grasses with broad-leafed plants to create visual contrast that keeps the eye moving. Choose a limited color palette of 2 or 3 tones so the layers read as a cohesive unit rather than a cluttered mix. Deep greens anchored by bursts of lavender or white tend to feel both restful and refined, giving your front yard a polished look without requiring a large planting area. Thrift stores and garage sales are genuinely underrated sources for garden containers. Look for ceramic bowls, old colanders, wooden crates, or even chipped enamel pots. The slight imperfections in second-hand pieces add a lived-in quality that brand-new containers rarely achieve. Group your finds in odd numbers, varying the height slightly by placing smaller pots on a flat stone or upturned terracotta saucer to create natural visual rhythm without spending anything extra. When selecting plants for budget containers, lean toward hardy, low-maintenance varieties like succulents, herbs, or trailing sweet potato vine. These plants fill out quickly, look lush within a few weeks, and tolerate occasional mist watering. A single trailing plant spilling over the edge of a weathered pot instantly softens rigid shapes and connects your container display to the surrounding garden bed. The overall effect feels curated rather than cobbled together. A front walkway bordered with low-growing flowers does something quietly powerful to a home's exterior. It draws visitors forward with a clear visual line, creating a sense of arrival even before they reach the door. Lavender, alyssum, and dwarf marigolds all work beautifully for this purpose. They stay compact, require minimal maintenance, and release a gentle fragrance that greets anyone approaching, layering a sensory welcome into the architecture of your entry. For best results, plant in a continuous strip rather than isolated clusters. A consistent ribbon of color along both sides of the path creates symmetry that reads as intentional and neat from a distance. If your path curves, follow the curve with the planting rather than cutting corners straight across. Choose flowering varieties that bloom for extended seasons, and deadhead spent flowers regularly to maintain the clean, uninterrupted line that makes this technique so visually effective. Reclaimed wood introduces a warmth and authenticity to garden spaces that manufactured materials rarely replicate. Wooden pallets can be broken apart and reassembled into simple raised bed frames, while old timber crates work perfectly as standalone planters for herbs or trailing annuals. Before filling them with soil, line the interior with burlap or landscape fabric to extend their lifespan. A light sanding and a coat of exterior-grade linseed oil preserves the wood while deepening its natural grain. Placement matters as much as the container itself. Position wooden planters against a wall, fence, or along a garden border rather than in open space, so they anchor visually to the surrounding landscape. Mix planting heights within each box, combining something upright like rosemary with something that spills forward like thyme or creeping jenny. The contrast between rough-hewn wood and soft, cascading foliage creates a pairing that feels organic and grounded, rooted in a gardening tradition that values resourcefulness. Vertical gardening is one of the smartest solutions for a yard with limited ground space. A simple wooden or metal trellis fixed against a wall or fence gives climbing plants like roses, jasmine, or clematis a structure to grip and ascend. As these plants mature, they soften hard architectural surfaces and introduce movement, swaying gently in the breeze. On warm afternoons, a jasmine-covered trellis releases a scent that lingers in the air long after you step back inside. Installing a trellis requires minimal investment and almost no ongoing maintenance beyond occasional pruning. Choose a trellis material that complements your home exterior. Painted white wood suits cottage and farmhouse styles, while black powder-coated metal reads as more contemporary. Anchor the base of the trellis in a narrow ground bed filled with well-draining soil, and plant 2 or 3 climbing varieties spaced evenly apart. Within a single growing season, bare fence panels can disappear entirely behind a dense, layered wall of green. Ground covering is one of the most overlooked elements in small garden design, yet it directly affects how finished a yard looks. Bare soil between plants appears unintentional and requires constant weeding. River rocks and bark mulch both solve this problem efficiently. River rocks suit drier, more architectural planting schemes and reflect light in interesting ways throughout the day. Bark mulch, on the other hand, retains moisture, suppresses weeds, and breaks down gradually to enrich the soil below. Combining both materials in a single garden bed can define different zones without the need for physical borders. Use bark mulch around moisture-loving plants and river rocks around succulents or drought-tolerant ornamental grasses. This subtle distinction organizes the bed visually while serving a practical purpose. A 3-inch layer of either material is sufficient for effective weed suppression. Bulk bags from a local garden center are far more economical than prepackaged bags, making this one of the highest value investments in small garden maintenance. Painting a mismatched collection of pots in a single unifying color is one of the simplest design decisions you can make for your front yard. Choose a shade that either complements your home's exterior palette or creates a deliberate, subtle contrast. Muted tones like dusty sage, terracotta orange, or charcoal gray tend to age gracefully outdoors and pair well with a wide range of plant colors. Use exterior-grade paint or chalk paint sealed with an outdoor varnish for durability through rain and sun. The effect of a unified container display is cohesion without rigidity. Individual pots can still vary in size, shape, and material, which keeps the arrangement visually interesting rather than overly matched. Plant each pot with something slightly different. Vary foliage shape, height, and texture across the group, so the plants provide the contrast while the pots provide the calm visual anchor. This approach works particularly well on steps, porches, or along a low garden wall where the containers are viewed together as a composed grouping. Every well-designed front garden benefits from a single focal point, one plant given room to be genuinely noticed. A dwarf Japanese maple, a sculptural agave, or a neatly clipped boxwood sphere each carries enough visual weight to anchor an entire small yard. The surrounding planting should be simpler and lower in height, allowing the focal plant to hold its position without competition. This principle of hierarchy, one dominant element supported by quieter ones, is borrowed directly from interior design and works just as effectively outdoors. Selecting the right focal plant depends on your climate, soil, and how much ongoing care you want to commit to. Japanese maples prefer partial shade and consistent moisture. Agaves thrive in dry, sunny conditions with almost no intervention. Ornamental grasses like miscanthus or penistum offer seasonal interest, shifting from green in summer to tawny gold through autumn and winter. Whatever you choose, give it adequate space to reach its mature size without crowding, and resist the urge to plant too closely around it. Outdoor lighting extends the life of your front garden into the evening hours and dramatically improves curb appeal after dark. Solar stake lights are among the most accessible options, requiring no wiring, no electrician, and no ongoing electricity cost. Place them at even intervals along a garden path or tuck them between plants along a border edge. The warm amber glow they cast at night reads very differently from the garden you see in daylight, creating soft pools of light that emphasize texture and depth. For the best solar performance, position lights where they receive direct sun for at least 6 hours during the day. Most solar stake lights are fully charged by late afternoon and will illuminate for 8 to 10 hours on a full charge. Choose fixtures with a warm white or amber color temperature rather than cool white, which can feel clinical against natural garden materials. Brushed bronze, matte black, or weathered copper finishes age well outdoors and blend into the garden during daylight, so the lights enhance the space without dominating it. Annual flowers are the most flexible tool in a front yard garden. Unlike perennials, which return each year on their own schedule, annuals complete their entire life cycle in a single season, giving you full control over color, texture, and scale 4 times a year. In spring, pansies and snapdragons thrive in cool soil. Summer calls for marigolds, zinnias, and impatiens. Autumn welcomes ornamental kale and chrysanthemums, while winter in mild climates can still support violas and cyclamen. Keeping a rotating annual display affordable comes down to timing and sourcing. Buy seedling trays rather than individual potted plants, as they are significantly cheaper and establish quickly in garden beds. Prepare your soil between swaps by working in a handful of slow-release fertilizer and refreshing the top layer of mulch. This consistent soil care means each new planting gets the best possible start. Over time, the habit of seasonal swapping keeps your front yard looking actively tended, which contributes more to curb appeal than any single plant choice alone. From layered plantings and repurposed wood to climbing trellises and the quiet glow of solar lights at dusk, every idea we covered today is designed to be achievable, affordable, and deeply personal. A garden, however small, is an act of care directed outward and inward at once. It grounds you, welcomes others, and grows alongside you through every season. If any of these ideas sparked something in you, go ahead and like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to Rustic and Rooted for more.